In this video, I'm going to be responding to Kenneth from our Divi University community. And the question here is how to set a dark overlay over a background image. And once the overlay is created, it needs to work on the tablet and the phone as well. All right, so this is the final design I created. And if I go to the tablet and the phone, you can see that it's working. Okay, so I'm going to start from scratch so you can see exactly how I was able to create this. So I'm going to delete everything. And then, in fact, let me just add another section here so you can see everything that we're doing. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to click here on the section settings, and then we're going to head over to the background. Here is where we're going to add our image by clicking on this third tab, which says background image. And then we're going to click on this plus button. Now, I already have an image, so I'm going to go ahead and select it over here and then click on upload image. All right, so now our image has been added. The next thing I'm going to do now is to add padding around my image. So there's two ways to do this. And by the way, I'm using my design system called SiteKrafter Pro. It just makes it easier for me to just navigate and add any of my settings. And I don't have to do this manually. I'll leave a link to that if you're interested in the video description below. All right, so what I'm going to do now is to head over to my presets. So over here, I can choose extra large, and you can see here it shows just a little bit, but I prefer to go full screen. Okay, so this way I can see pretty much everything. So now that I have my full screen, the next thing I need to do now is to add my overlay. So I'm going to come over here to my background color, click on this plus button, and we are going to set this to black. Okay, so with that now, you're probably asking me, well, how come nothing has happened? Well, that is because we need to make sure that our image is set to overlay on the image blend. So I'm now going to click on background image. Okay, we're going to scroll all the way down here until we find background image blend. Click once in that, and then I'm going to choose multiply. So now we have another challenge, and that is everything's gone black. Right? So what do we do now? Well, we need to come back over here to background color. We're gonna come over here to this dial, and then we sort of dial it down a little bit. So you can see there, just by bringing it down to 80%, I can now start to see the image, and then I can just bring it back until I am happy with, pretty much how it looks. So I'm going to leave it at, let's go at 65. Okay, now at this stage, perhaps you want to add some text. So I'm going to go ahead, add a single column, and then we're going to add a heading into this. And this heading text is just going to say, the defender is here. Okay, now all I have to do is, while this is selected, come over here to design, heading text, and then I'm going to center it. Now, while I'm here as well, since we're on a dark background or fairly dark background, I'm going to come over here to my presets. And again, these presets are for my design system. I'm just going to go ahead and choose heading light. And now my text is easier to read on the dark background. Now, if you want, you can go in and set it to primary. But you know what? I think it works better if it is light. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is to set my heading. So I'm going to come over here, and then under the display, I'm going to set it to medium. Okay. So now it's nice and bold because, of course, the defender is bold as well. So with this now, our text here is responsive and it's fluid. So I don't need to go in and adjust the sizes because it's made using clamp. So now if I go into tablet, it just reconfigures itself and everything just looks right. There we go. So that is how you add image overlay. Any more questions? Please let me know. Thank you.